Welcome to Calfee Farms in Corryton, Tennessee. This fella right here is one of our Spanish bucks that we have. He's a home-raised buck. He's nearing about 9 months old now, and actually 10 months old. And he is, this is late afternoon, he's dining on some ragweed. That's what's so prevalent right now. He is loving it. There's also a mix of some Bermuda in there. There's some pokeberry. There's some clover, a little bit deep down in there. We've just been blessed with a lot of rain this summer, so he is absolutely just loving it. There's thistle, there is just a number of grasses and forbs and stuff in there, so he is loving it. And sorry for the shaky videography here, but this is primarily what our goats eat, is pretty much what they find. We haven't improved many of our pastures. We just kind of let it go to nature and whatever the birds carry in as far as seeds and what's been here for ever and ever. So it's the cooler of the evening, and this is when they really forage, in the mornings and in the evenings. And we do feed a commercial goat feed just to our bucks, just so that they can survive and thrive in any kind of a management situation that there is where their new home that they go to. So we've just got, it's just overgrown pasture here, and they keep very good condition on what they have here. Like I said, we do feed a little feed about every other day, and that consists of a commercial goat specific feed as well as some black sunflower seed mixed in with a tiny bit of about 20% of alfalfa pellets. So they are happy and healthy, and like I said, this fella's going to western North Carolina. This fella right over here, this is Chop, and he will be going into the freezer here in the next couple of weeks. I don't know what happened there, but he came from our very last doe, and that was not 100% Spanish. And he's one of 23 kids that she had in her lifetime. She was about 13 years old and had twins and triplets her every pregnancy, and she pretty much had 2 pregnancies a year. She was not happy unless she was in some stage of pregnancy, whether it was just bred or just had kids or nursing kids or whatever else. So when she passed away this time last year, we'd just weaned him off of her, and she passed away. She never did come back from that last pregnancy. And actually, we didn't intend on getting her bred because she was so old, but she hopped the fence and chose to get bred. So anyhow, or she climbed the fence, so this was the result. So we're putting him in the freezer. This light colored one beside him is one that is 100% Spanish. He is slated to go to Central Florida, and he's really growing, and we're really kind of wishing that we hadn't sold him, but he's going to produce some blue Spanish goats and some brush clearing goats down in Central Florida. This is our very first customer that has bought any Spanish goats from anywhere in Florida, and he is just healthy as he can be, and he's right at a year old too. All these bucks were born about the same time. He's got two bloodlines of Spanish, and all these were born on the farm, on the range, out in the field, and the mamas had all the babies out in the woods and the field and stashed them in hollow logs and in brush piles and everything. So literally it was like an Easter egg hunt trying to find all the babies. But anyhow, this black one right here, he's going with the other one in the first part of the video to North Carolina, western North Carolina, and we cannot wait to see how they do in North Carolina. This will be our second customer in North Carolina. So this is Onyx, and he's smiling for the camera. He is smiling for the camera. So our farm is not a full organic farm. We do feed some feed and do use a little weed killer, but these are raised just as close as they can to being organic. So anyhow, we're going to pause it right here. Alright, we're back here showing you all one of our water sources. This is from one of the springs that's on our farm. It runs most of the time here into this little creek, and it runs down through here. You can hardly see it down in here, but it opens up right down here a little bit, right in the center of the screen. There it is, and it runs out through here, and it goes all the way out through past where the llama is right there, Carl is, and it goes out through there. Now we've got right here, this is Big Daddy right here. This is our big Spanish main herd sire right here. Zagnut is his registered name, and he is really loving these cooler temperatures here. Actually, you can see he's actually starting to put on some of his cashmere there, and you can compare him and his hair coat to this one right here. This is another bloodline of Spanish right here. This is Coco Chanel, and she is a very good doe. She's very deep, very wide, and you can see they are just dining on all kinds of stuff, different clovers. There's the ragweed that's growing. They're keeping it in check though, because we've got several more to an acre than in our buck lot, but where all the fellers are. But she is there's all kinds of stuff in there. There's wild parsley, there's all kinds of stuff. So you can see her coat is somewhat slick. So she's a different bloodline than Big Daddy right there. So But if you go on up, there is another of the same bloodline as Big Daddy. She's already putting on her winter coat as well. These cooler nights will stimulate them to start putting on their winter coat. So it's about a 1/2 inch thick right now. His probably about 1.5 inches. And he's still able to tolerate. All of them that put on that cashmere are still able to tolerate the hot temperatures. But this time of the year, when those temperatures start getting into the low 70s and upper 60s at night, they start putting on their winter coat. And this is where this bloodline of Spanish goats really thrives. But you can see what all we've got in there. There's some clover. We've got some fescue, a good bit of fescue. We've got a good bit of crown vetch in there. All kinds of stuff in there. And some of our other goats right here. There's another one of the cashmered Spanish goats, same bloodline as our main herd sire. This is our main herd queen, I guess you call them. She is the boss, the BOSS. And there's a younger one right there that was born last year, or early this year actually, and one of the other ones that was born with her. There's another one that we got up in Kentucky not too long ago, and this one right here in the center with a little bit of white on her, the black one, she came with her, so they're sisters. And then this big woolly creature right here, this is our guardian llama, Carl, and he doesn't really like too many people. And it depends on which day of the week whether he likes me or not. But he tends to find the younger ones of the bunch, and he'll seek them out and kind of partner up with them. Here he comes over here to me. Come here, Carl. Come here, buddy. Come on, Carl. I'll go over here and try to... Here's some of our other goats, Spanish goats up on the hill. That white one, not a whole lot of white Spanish goats. She's not really rare, but she's just kind of just different. Her mama's right here, this brown one down here at the bottom of the page, or the screen. And now I've got some fella here that is wanting to be on video. And who would that be? That would be Carl, checking us out. You want to tell him hi, Carl? You want to tell him hi? He's coming to check me out, make sure I'm not messing with his goats. Yep. Alright, you'll be on video. Hey, Carl, what you doing, buddy? I'm going to try to keep you at arm's distance. I know, you're wanting to sniff the camera, and that's fine. Whew. Man, you need a breath mint, buddy. You need a breath mint. Yep. I don't know what you've been eating, but wow. He's starting to put on some of his wool. Difference in wool and cashmere. Llamas put on wool. We have to shear his wool once a year. We do it in May. Our good llama barber, Susan from Pathfinder Farms out in Anderson County, and she's also with the Southeast Llama Rescue. Comes out every May, and Carl gets his hair cut, and it takes till winter, or it takes till about this time of the year till he grows off his fur back, or his wool back, and now it's pretty decent length, you can see, and it'll get thicker than that, and it'll actually start making kind of like dreadlocks if we don't get him sheared. But he's got enough on him right now to where he would be comfortable for winter, but he grows it out from May to the next May, and he takes care of our goats. And this is Carl, and he's just checking things out. So this is our Big Mama goat. We've got Big Daddy and now Big Mama right here. She's looks like she may have some triplets this year. I'm not for sure, but she is just grazing like nobody's business, and you can kind of see what all she's grazing on. There's some clover, there's some cool weather grasses. Ouch, that's my ear, Carl. And so we have one goat that has a bell, and this would be her. This is Calais, and she is just grazing, but she's one of the very few. When you see how big she is just big. Certainly not as big as the big billy goat. Yes, I'm talking about you, fella. Talking about you, fella. But he's just a big old boy. And so you can see how they're kind of similar. The female right here, the nanny goat or the doe, and then there's the buck. And then you've got this llama right here that wants to be in every frame, don't you, buddy? Yes. Yes. Well, I think we're going to end the video right here. Carl's getting a little too close for my comfort. He's in my bubble and acting up a little bit until I give him a good scratch behind the ears. So from Calfee Farms, this is Matthew, farm manager. Thank you very much for watching the video, and be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, leave us a comment. You can also check out our Facebook page, Calfee, C-A-L-F-E-E Farms, and our website. You can visit our website, www.calfeefarms.net. Thank you very much, and God bless. We'll see you on the next video.